Hello friends and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. Today I will be playing one of my favorite nations in this game. It is Estonia. I did make a video on this nation a couple years ago showing how to get one of the achievements, but I've gotten a few comments since then saying that it no longer works, and fair enough, the game has changed a lot since then, so I'm here to give you an updated guide. We're going to start a new game, select Estonia, make sure you have Iron Man and Historical AI on, and let's go. Alright, the setup for Estonia is pretty straightforward. We're going to go to this right side here, start with Rally the Nation. Going to start with the standard research of mechanical engineering, machine tools, and construction. Going to start building a couple mills in our capital. Assign both of our mills to our guns. I'm going to go here and apply our Mayo to our guns. It gives us a little extra soft attack, and if we apply it to our production line, it gives us extra efficiency cap as well. Let's take our army, and we'll assign them to this gentleman here. Put them on the border with Latvia, give them a attack order so they can build up a planning bonus. Let's also take our 18 fighters, disband them, and sell them on the market, all of them for a high price. Someone is bound to buy them. Let's put up to speed 5 and go. Right away, Turkey wants to buy our planes. Thank you, Turkey. Now, there's two achievements we're going to be going for today. One of them is SD is Scandi. We just need to conquer all of the Nordic lands as Estonia. So Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, as well as Iceland and Greenland and these North Atlantic islands here. And thankfully the second one goes pretty hand in hand with that. It has my name on it. We have to conquer the entire Baltic coast, most of which consists of the nation we will have already conquered from the first achievement, plus some land from the Soviet Union, Germany, and Poland. And luckily, if we play things right, we can do this without having to fight the Allies. If you saw my previous video, you'll know why that makes me very happy. Alright, Rally the Nation's finished. We don't have enough fascist support yet to do this focus, so I'm going to go over here and rejoin the railways. We go to our decisions and we unpause. We have some unmapped decisions. Each of these is going to boost our fascist support by a random amount. It's just a dice roll. Each time we boost our fascist support, the chance of this civil war breaking out goes down when we do this focus. We need at least 40% fascist support to take this focus, but in my opinion, the more you can get, the better it is, because we'll have more stability by having more fascist support, and we really don't want that civil war. So I'm just going to do all 4 of these, but you don't have to. It's up to you. All right. We got the middle option, 15% fascist support. That's pretty good. Rejoin the railways is finished. We can do March on Tallinn, but I'm going to wait until I do all these marches. So for now, I'm going to grab this focus here. We get 4 civilian factories from a 70-day focus. As a minor nation, that's pretty powerful. Let's also get mechanical computing. All right. Chaotic March. That's fine. Move on to the next one. Basic machine tools is done. Let's grab dispersed 1. Another chaotic march. That is fine. On to the last one. Modernizer industry is finished. Let's go over here to the march on Tallinn. Currently, it says we have a 29% chance of a civil war. That's going to decrease further once this last march finishes. And another 15% march. So we're up to 75% almost fascist support. That means we only have a 17% chance of a civil war. If you get this civil war, just restart. It's early enough in the run that it's not too much of a time waste. Having that civil war is just too crippling. Construction 1's finished. Let's start getting improved machine tools. And Constantine stands down. Very good. We are now VAPS at Estonia. Alright, we're going to grab Veterans Government and start working our way down this left side towards the Brotherhood. Also going to start exercising my army to level 3. Oh, this is interesting. If you get this embargo resolution, go ahead and do it. You'll gain 2% stability, but we actually want to have good relations with Italy. We'll gain that 2% stability and we can immediately go over here and revoke the embargo. And look at that, Italy likes us again and we get to keep that stability. Veterans Government's finished. Let's go ahead and hire the subservient ultranationalists for the PP gain and fascism support. We're going to grab anti-communist militia, and because we have this guy here, we're going to start getting invites to join Germany's faction. Don't accept these. We're going to make our own faction in a bit. We will sign a non-aggression pact with Austria, though. Got our extra military factory. Let's assign it to our guns. Let's also start trading for some steel. I'll buy it from France. Also get extensive conscription. We've only got a little over 1 million core manpower, so we really need to get all the manpower we can in our deployed units. Anti-communist militia is done. Let's go ahead and get the Baltic Shield. Let's take these divisions and assign them to this army. I'm also going to queue up 3 more infantry divisions. And then I'm going to go here and convert every division I have to that same template, this default infantry division. Alright, let's get Disperse 2 and Construction 2. Also going to assign a Field Marshal. I like this guy better, I think, for the planning bonus. I'm going to get Offensive Doctrine and Division Recovery Rate. We'll join the Anti-Comintern Pact. Alright, Approved Machine Tools is done. Let's go ahead and get Support Weapons 1. Baltic Shield's finished. We can move on to the Brotherhood, and right after that we can get War Economy. Make sure you do this before you actually go to war. We're going to lose a lot of war support in an offensive war, which puts us below the 50% support that we need in order to get War Economy. So good to get that now. Alright, here's our 3 extra units. We're going to put them on this army here. Alright, keep constructing more military factories. I'm going to assign this new one to support equipment. Brotherhood is finished. Let's move on to empower Finnish militants. Gonna declare war on Latvia first. They are the harder of the two. Oh, I actually should have stopped exercising my units sooner. That is my mistake. That's okay. We're gonna break through where they're weakest and just try to pin their units and walk around and snake their victory points. As you can see, they're already trying to redeploy from over here. Let's pin them. Whoops. With these units. All right, we've broken through and do not relent. Just keep attacking. This is unfortunate. Usually Riga is left unguarded, but that is not the case this time. We are occupying land now, so let's go ahead and switch our template to the cavalry and occupation law to local police force. Let's also get the army morale expert. It gives us some more army XP and helps with our supply a bit. This unit's now deorged itself. I'm going to start attacking it. We've taken Valmira, so we can get a little encirclement here if we pin. At the same time, let's start trying to break through in the east. We're going to keep snaking their victory points. This unit is starting to leave Riga, and once that happens, we can immediately walk in. Let's just walk around this unit here. It's already left. Alright, empower Finnish militants is finished. Let's get national pride marches in Finland. Only a couple of victory points left. We can get there before they do. There we go. It's over. Annex all of Latvia and take their navy. They have a couple submarines. That's going to come in handy later. Not too bad, only took us 41 days. Let's go ahead and move our army to the Lithuanian border. We'll control B to railroad them. I'm going to pop a staff office plan to build up their planning bonus very rapidly. Sport weapons 1 is finished. Going to start getting engineer companies. Let's also queue up our Mayo bonuses for our guns. I usually like to do them in this order to start. And once our units are fully orged, which it looks like they are, let's declare war on Lithuania. We can just do a general all-out assault. Lithuania folds very quickly. Once you have a breakthrough, usually in one of these eastern tiles here, just keep forcing your way through, snaking their victory points as we did with Lithuania. Or with Latvia, I mean. We've got another military factory. Let's make some artillery. We can also get infantry expert on our general now. Let's also start getting early trucks as well as transports. You need to get this pretty early. We need to get it now. And there goes Lithuania. Annex them, confirm and exit, and now we can go to our decisions and we can unify the Baltics. If we unpause for a moment, we now have all of this as cores. It's not showing yet, but it is our core. We have the military factories. Let's start making some AA and some trains. Put these extra 2 factories on support equipment because we're going to need a lot of it. Let's also update our trade. Going to keep buying stuff from France since we're not going to fight them. Also make convoys. We are going to need convoys. Let's send our infantry up here to our capital, and I'm going to queue up 8 more infantry divisions. And we have finished just before we finished our focus here. National Pride marches in Finland, so perfect timing. Let's go over here and we're going to start working our way towards this research slot. We're going to cut a couple civs from this focus. And if we go to our decisions here, we're going to get more on-map decisions, very similar to what we had with our own nation, but in Finland. These are going to boost Finland's fascist support by a random amount, and it's also going to secure that state for the fascist side when their civil war breaks out. With Finland, it's a lot more likely that they're going to have a civil war, unless we were to go through and spend political power on every single state here, which is not worth it, in my opinion. I'm going to start by grabbing these 4 states that kind of surround the capital. Typically, that gets you enough fascist support for them to start this march here. You need at least 40%. So we'll start with the march in Turku. At the same time, I'm going to create an agency. And let's just keep queuing up more military factories to build. First agency upgrade is going to be localized training centers. You probably know where this is going. Keep doing more marches. Get our 3rd march. Localized training centers is done. Let's get sus pills. Let's also hire a Soviet spy. Oh, seducer, very nice. Let's send him up here to this very northern state. Just start building up an intel network until we get to 50%. I should also be training my units up to level 3 again. My bad. We got some more civs. Let's get these forts from this focus. We could actually do this march now. Yeah, we'll save some political power if we do it. We got pretty lucky with our rolls on their fascist support. Yeah, we got just over 40% to be able to do that. Nice. There is a chance that Finland just flips peacefully to fascism. We actually don't want that outcome, though. Let's go ahead and get a formed department. All right, we've got these 8 additional infantry units. Now we've got a full army. All right, Finland has broken out into their civil war, and we have the option to either fight alongside the fascists or to just send them volunteers. We're going to fight alongside them. I'll show you why in a moment. So first thing we need to do is ask for military access from Finland. White Finland, that is. We're going to send all of our units up here, put them on aggressive, and just give them some battle lines. They're going to start shipping across the Baltic. Let's start getting interwar artillery. Let's tell them to go as soon as they arrive. See if we can just start walking into their victory points. We're going to do the same thing we did with the Baltic nations of just sneaking around, taking as many victory points as we can. All right, we formed a department. Let's keep upgrading it and at the same time start decrypting the Soviets. Oh, let's also get proper heritage to get our leader more XP, and we'll get bold attack. Send this unit on a mission in the north. Have this one cut across the east. Alright, we can start grabbing this last research slot now. Early trucks are done, as well as transport ships. Let's start getting the better trucks and infantry equipment 1. We can start making those trucks since we're just using them for supply. And Finland has capitulated. We're not going to take any of their land in this peace deal, but we are going to take their navy. This is why we wanted the Civil War. We'll pass and let White Finland take their cores. We're going to steal them later anyway. Confirm and exit now. We have a navy, and we've just gotten transport tech. So let's merge up our navies here. Let's assign them an admiral. Roll a few times until we get something we like. There we go. Bold's a pretty good stat. We're going to put them on naval invasion support in the lower Baltic, and then we're going to take 10 of these divisions, and we're going to send them on naval orders into Sweden. I'm going to put 4 divisions to attack this port, then 3 divisions to the tile north of it, and 3 divisions to the tile south of it. Take the rest of our divisions and put them on these ports here. We can also get the elusive gentleman now for another spy slot. Keep upgrading our agency, and we'll keep training these guys up to level 3. I'm going to go in here now and edit this division. I'm going to add a couple more infantry battalions. I'm going to add engineers, artillery, and AA. Oh, we can't quite afford that yet. That's fine. We're a little short on support equipment. We should be able to make it up by the time we go to war. Just keep upgrading this decryption tech. Got another operative. We can't get another Soviet spy yet, but that's okay. Just hire a generic spy. We are over 50% intel, so we're going to put this guy on quiet network up here. Actually, we'll do it with this lady. We can send this guy home. Once we get our 3rd spy, we'll start trying to do collabs on the Soviets. We should be able to make our 3rd spy a Soviet spy. All right, we can add AA onto our infantry now. We are quite short on it, but that's fine. All right, we've got our 4th research slot. Let's get the Finno-Estonian Supremacy League. This is going to create a faction with Finland. Just to be safe, I'm going to improve relations with them. Sometimes they'll refuse. They really only refuse if we don't help them in their civil war. Like if they don't get a civil war, they tend to refuse. But I'm just going to do it to be safe. With this 4th research slot, I'm going to start getting small airframes. We are going to want an air force soon. We can't quite get a Soviet spy yet. I'm just going to keep an eye on this until we can. And there we go. We can get another Soviet spy. And we rolled linguist. That's not bad. All right, I'm going to wait until this decryption tech finishes. White Finland accepts our invitation. And look at that. We can invite someone else to our faction. Who is it? It's Austria. Interesting. We're going to do that. For a few reasons. Well, really only one reason, it's Germany, but that helps us in a couple different ways. Germany is now locked out of doing Anschluss. Well, not locked out, but they will have bypassed it in their focus tree. That means they will not get Austria's industry or their units, which means it's going to take them a lot longer to build up units to be able to do demand Sudetenland. This is going to slow down Germany's buildup, and it's also going to slow down world tension building up. This is really important for when we're fighting the Scandinavian countries. If we're not extremely careful, they will get guaranteed or even join the Allies after we're at war with them. We have to fight these guys in very specific ways. This step helps us avoid that as much as we can. We're going to get our war goal on Sweden. All right, interwar artillery is done. Let's start getting the support weapons too. And now we can begin to prepare collaboration governments against the Soviets. We're going to commence when ready. We're going to select both of our Soviet spies. We're going to set to automatically repeat, and let's prepare. Now that might cancel some of our trade. Yeah, just 1 factory of trade. That's totally fine. It's only going to do it for about 60 days. Let's also train up a couple more infantry divisions. Reason we're going to do that is because Sweden is going to try to naval invade us a couple times while we're invading them. They usually only send a couple units at a time, but we need just a couple units to clean them up so they don't cap us. All right, we've got improved infantry equipment. Let's start getting armored trains. We're going to want these, especially against the Soviets. Oh, I also meant to go here and put operations as high priority so they receive all that support equipment. Let's get the popular figurehead for the extra stability. That'll mitigate the likelihood of strikes happening. All right, we've got our civilian industry back. Let's get our trade going again. And now it's just waiting on support equipment for that collab government. In the meantime, let's keep upgrading our spy agency. And let's grab Secure the Straits. And let's go ahead and declare war on Sweden. We're going to tell our units here to go. We'll have naval supremacy thanks to our navy we stole from Finland. And we've landed our troops. Let's now send them all over. Give them an attack order to just go everywhere. However, listen very carefully. Do not capitulate Sweden until we have capitulated Norway. Norway tends to join the Allies because of world tension being too high if we capitulate Sweden. Even if they don't get guaranteed, world tension spikes from the peace deal with Sweden, and Norway joins the Allies with world tension still being fairly low. I don't really encounter that with Denmark. It's more just a thing with Norway. So we're going to get Sweden as close to capitulation as possible, and then we can sweep in, take out Norway, and then we don't have to worry about it anymore. Also, don't call Austria into this war. There's no point. Tell units to go. Let's also hold our navy so they don't take pointless casualties. Sure enough, there's those 2 Swedish units attacking us. Go ahead and deploy 1 unit there and deploy the other one on Memel. Let's assign them to this guy here, and look at that. Now we could actually let them land if we want, and then quickly encircle them. I think I'm going to do that. Now we counterattack. Germany wants to send us volunteers. How nice. Government cipher school's finished. Trucks are done. Let's start getting 1939 artillery. Swap out the old trucks for the new ones. All right, we've got secure the straits. Let's grab Occupy Norway. Do not declare war on Denmark yet. If we do that, it's going to put us over 10% personal world tension cause. That's going to get Norway immediately guaranteed by the UK. Hold this war goal on Denmark for now. Let's also keep 1 unit down here on the border with Denmark now that we have one. All right, those German divisions have arrived to help us out. They're going to help us clean up these Swedish divisions here. Oh, we've actually fully decrypted the Soviet cipher. Let's start decrypting Germany. I'm just going to delete this front line so more units don't accidentally get assigned to it. All right, how close is Sweden to capping? 87%. I think if we walk into this tile and tell our units to stop, get a little encirclement here. I don't think, yeah, they're 90% capitulated at this point. All right, Sweden is very close to capitulation now. They're at 94%. I'm going to just keep a token force here on the Swedish border, prevent them from counterattacking. Speaking of counterattacking, looks like they're hitting us again. See if we can prepare to encircle them again. Set up an offensive line against Norway. We really only need to take their southern victory points for them to capitulate. Support weapons 2 is finished. We can start getting infantry equipment too. All right, interwar small airframes. Let's start getting the basic ones. Also get our Mayo bonuses set up for our airplanes. Oh, I can also get the infantry expert. I'm going to go ahead and get flexible organization as well. Makes our divisions a little faster and they lose less orbital moving. All right, we've got our war goal on Norway. I'm going to go ahead and get this additional research slot here. Why not? Now, we need to be very particular with how we do this. We're going to declare war on Norway. And without unpausing, we're going to declare war on Denmark and Iceland. We have a war goal on them because we're at war with their overlord. Normally, Iceland, the second we would unpause, would break free. But if we don't do that, they don't get a chance to, and we can declare war on them separately. They still will break free, but because we declared a separate war, we will still be at war with them, and we need them in order to do Estonia as Scandinavia. We can also invite Italy to our faction. I'm not going to do that. Don't do that. Once we unpause, Denmark is going to surrender. As painful as this is, we have to say no. We're going to lose 10% stability for this. The reason we're going to say no is because if we say yes and they become our puppet, the US and UK can completely screw up this run. The US gets an option to take Greenland and the UK gets an option to take the Faroe Islands. If we don't have control of those, we cannot do this focus. Let's start walking into Norway, and Italy sends us military support. Thank you, Italy. All right, we have begun our second collaboration government. We actually got very lucky and got 45% on that first one. If we get another 45%, we don't need to do any more. Remember, only attack Norway right now. Our armored trains are done. Let's start getting advanced machine tools. Just keep snaking their victory points again. All right, we're going to crawl our way. Oh, we actually didn't even need to get to Trondheim. Let's go ahead and puppet Norway. And we're going to take their resources and their civilian factories and their navy, because we can.
Because I can.
And there we go. Now we can finish off Sweden. We just need to make sure that we don't take this unit off of Denmark, though. The world tension is getting pretty high now because of our peace deal with Norway. But Sweden, Denmark, and Iceland are not going to be able to join the Allies yet. Norway's a little different. They can join with lower world tension. All right, Germany is finally done demand Sudetenland about a month or two late. Also, some extremely disgusting borders from Germany now. Haha, the Danes are invading southern Norway. Sweden has capitulated. Very nice. Let's go ahead and puppet them, steal their resources and their civilian factories and their navy. We actually can't take all of it. That's fine. Let's take what we can. All right, Sweden has been puppeted. World tension is getting pretty high now, but I believe Denmark cannot join factions until either 80 or 100% world tension, so it shouldn't be an issue. All right, let's send a few divisions down here to clean this up real quick. And in the meantime, we're going to assign some naval invasions here. Going to put 5 divisions on this tile and 5 on this tile. The rest of these guys can go chill around here. Let's also merge up these navies. We're going to come assign them down here. And interestingly, what we've done now is we've let them push into Helsingborg. It means we can start to push them back across this strait. All right, we've got our 5th research slot. At this point, let's start going towards this to get some more recruitable population. 5th research slot's also going to be dedicated to air for now. And since Austria has quite a lot of tech, we get these research sharing bonuses with them. We've now decrypted Germany. Excellent. Oh, Soviets broke their decryption, but we're starting it again. Start getting the upgraded engineer companies and swap out our new artillery. Move our navy down here. It's going to want to repair. We're going to say no to that. We've actually already pushed into Copenhagen, so we don't really even have to do these naval invasions now. And then we can walk right over this. We're now on the main peninsula. And there goes Denmark. We're going to go over here and make sure we annex Greenland, as well as the Faroe Islands. For the reasons I said before, the US and UK can screw us over if we don't directly own these. Denmark owning them is bad. And we can puppet Denmark and the remainder of their states. We're going to do the same thing. They actually don't have any resources to steal. And we now can't click war operations. Thank you, Paradox, for allowing that to happen. It's okay, we'll take their ships. We're going to core them soon anyway. All right, and we now have one enemy left to worry about, and that's Iceland. They usually don't even have units by now, so we're just going to launch invasions from the Faroe Islands into Reykjavik, and a couple on the surrounding tiles. Fun fact, you can actually naval invade every single tile of Iceland. I'm not going to. Make sure we manually send our navy up here, because they seem to want to repair right now. I can't imagine why. Send the rest of our units back home now. Let our units org up and go. And yeah, Reykjavik is uncontested. We might have to walk around a little bit. And there goes Iceland. We can puppet them if we want, or annex them. Doesn't actually matter. Confirm and exit, and there we go. All right, I'm going to start building some land forts on the border with the Soviets now. I'm going to go ahead and improve worker conditions just so we get our stability a bit higher for when we're fighting the Soviets. I'm going to go back to upgrading my spy agency at the same time. Suppose we can start decrypting someone else. I'll go for Italy. We've got the glory of war. Let's get Estonia is Scandinavia. And there goes fate of Czechoslovakia. Interesting, Germany has not demanded Memel yet. That is going to happen soon though. All right, engines 1 finished. Let's get engines 2. My fleet seems to still be hanging around. Yeah, let's bring these guys back home. Basic small airframe is finished. Start getting some more plane tech. Let's get our military theorist now. And I'm going to be a bit of a basic bitch and get Grand Battle Plan. All right, so Germany is demanding Memel. What I normally would do in this situation would be to dismantle my faction and then join the Axis. And then they wouldn't care if we say no. However, we actually still need our faction for another 26 days until this focus completes. So we have to give up Memel to avoid fighting Germany right now. If you really feel confident in fighting Germany, I just don't want to risk that right now. I actually feel like there's a good chance we would lose. Germany, despite us nerfing them by stealing Austria, is still going to be very strong. So I'm going to let them take Memel. We're going to steal back from them later. It only has 1 civilian factory and 157,000 people. We're about to gain a lot more than that. Second collab government is finished on the Soviets, and it's at 30%. That's fine. We've also got some better guns now. Let's upgrade our AA. Any units you get from your puppets here, just delete them. We're about to receive them again once we annex our puppets. But sometimes if you keep those divisions that are your puppets divisions and then annex your puppet, it can kind of make like weird ghost divisions. I don't know if that bug still exists, but I don't want to take any chances. All right. Estonia is Scandinavia. We are now the Nordic Empire. Interesting that we did not annex Iceland. In any case, we can go out here and proclaim Nordic Unity. And now we core everything. I'm very confused. I guess we don't annex Iceland via that focus. Oh well. if you want Iceland as your core, just annex them in the peace deal. I guess I should have done that. But it doesn't stop us from coring everything, so it doesn't really matter. I guess they'll maybe get some more factories for us, and we can annex them later, because they are an integrated puppet as we're fascist. Alright, let's move on to the Vapsid Youth and get that 2% recruitable population. We have a lot of factories now, and a lot of dockyards too. Just gonna make convoys. We've also got all of their divisions here. I'm going to convert them to our infantry template. And now we are still in our own faction. But once Germany signs Molotov-Ribbentrop, I'm going to join the Axis, because that's going to prevent the Soviets from attacking us for a little while. Alright, advanced machine tools is done. Let's grab Disperse 3. Got some more stuff to research. Let's grab heavy machine guns. And why not? Construction 3. But yeah, if you just follow those easy steps, you can form the Nordic Empire as Estonia in 1939. World War II hasn't even began, and we've already conquered so much. So that would be your first achievement, SD is Scandi. If that's the only achievement you want, you are done. Get survivability studies. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and merge up these navies again. Build some military factories in Iceland just to lower their autonomy. Also get our ground support experts, start getting that air XP flowing in. I'm also going to start building some supply hubs up here in Finland. Going to build one here, and then expand our railways to link up with that, as well as expanding them to up here. Now I'm just going to go pretty crazy with the railways. Get them all to level 2 at least. Oh my gosh, I forgot we got all their templates. Yeah, let's see if there's actually one that could be used as port guard. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're gonna set these boys up as port guard divisions. We can just decommission everything else. Train up, we'll do 18 of these guys. Soviet Union is influencing our politics. Let's do the threat on our border. Thinking of our border, let's also start fortifying the border with the Soviets. Let's get range improvements. Alright, there's Molotov-Ribbentrop. Let's go here. Oh, I actually have to kick Austria from my faction. I don't know what's going to happen if I do this. Dismantle my faction, and let's join the Axis. I wonder, will Austria just peacefully exist now? These supply hubs should be finished in November, late November. Let's start getting those improved small airframes, why not? Wonder how late Germany is going to go to war. They actually don't have enough deployed manpower to do Danziger War. Oh, we did lose our decryptions on the Axis because of that. That's fine though. I didn't realize that goes away if you join their faction. Dang. Alright, survivability studies is done. Let's grab engines 3. We've actually caused more world tension than Germany. The true enemy has to be the Soviet Union. If we go down this path here, we actually get a 10% attack and defense bonus against the Soviet Union indefinitely for the rest of the game. Oh, we should go ahead and ban communism while we can. Let's get to better AA. I'd also like to start adding some line artillery to my units here. Oh, that adds a lot of soft attack. And we can afford it. Very nice. Our final collab government has finished. One of our agents got injured. We got 30% collaboration. That now means we have over 100% collaboration in the Soviet Union. So they will surrender very, very quickly when we invade them. We've also got our port guards up. Let's just tell them to guard ports and coastline. Let's get 18 more of them. We have 36 ports in total to guard. Start getting recon companies. Oh yeah, they're putting communist pressure. I actually should have waited to ban communism until we got communist pressure. Because now we can no longer get rid of that easily. That's unfortunate, but that one goes away pretty fast. Grab no surrender. Soviets are demanding Karyala. They can't declare on us because they have a non-aggression pact with our faction leader. Just to be safe though, I am gonna stop my units training briefly. First Industry 3 is done. Also get military police. Well, Germany's about to go to war. There they go. And let's say screw you to the Soviets. They shouldn't be able to do anything, right? Oh, it doesn't even seem like they get a war goal. Finland rejects. Okay, yeah, sure, buddy. Get aircrew surveys. Get anti-communist raids. Let's see. Could we afford to train up another full army of these boys? Yes, we could. Very nice. Let's grab this focus. We get 10% factory output and 5% fascist support. It's nice. Germany is struggling a little bit to take out Poland, it seems. That's good. We want them to take a lot of casualties. Alright, our border has just widened significantly with the Soviets. That's okay. That's why we built up our forts along here too. Alright, I think I'm going to swap out our popular figurehead for the anti-Bolshevik. He actually decreases communist support and gives us a little bit more recruitable population. See if we can add cavalry recon. Or should we even do motorized recon? We can probably afford it. Yeah, let's get some motorized recon on these guys. It gives us a lot of extra soft attack for that artillery as well. We've got quite a lot of motorized now anyways. All right, Germany was still able to take out France. That's good. I didn't want them to be so weak that they just lose. Oh, we should also repair the mines. It's going to use some civilian factories, but it'll get our resources back that Sweden blew up in these states here. There's a lot of resources here. I was wondering why we didn't have that much steel. Okay, that makes sense. I always forget Sweden blows up the mines every single time they get invaded. I think I'm going to grab the School of Aviation. Keep building up the forts on our border. The Nordic Maginot going on here with the forts. I guess I could start making these planes now. I kind of forgot about that. Heavy machine guns, get self-sealing fuel tanks and extra fuel tanks. This thing has just enough thrust to fly, and it's got some good range and decent agility. These will be our fighters. Come on, why you gotta do me like that with that picture? This is our fighter. All right, can't make my cast yet. What? Oh. Hey, why did Austria attack Hungary? Well, Hungary ain't in a faction yet, but they're probably going to join the Axis. I am curious to see where this goes, actually. Are we going to get Austria in the Allies? I wonder what focus they did. Oh, I guess it would have just been this focus. Oh yeah, they're just going down the rest of their focus tree that they're normally not able to go down. That's interesting. I really wonder who's going to be able to win this. Oh shit, Hungary is pushing. Let's get aircraft construction. More anti-communist raids. Oh, I guess I'll get radio. Right, here's another army. Make sure we motorize their supply. Guess we'll go ahead and assign them a new general here. I like how instead of just sailing across the Gulf of Finland here, the divisions want to walk all the way around. I guess I could start making facilities now if I wanted. Probably an aerodynamics facility. And keep building mills everywhere, I guess. School of Aviation's done. Get original designs. I'm gonna go battlefield support. Let's get this first one here. That means once we get 50 air XP, we can get continuous strike. Romania's in the Axis. Hungary seems to be winning this war. I wonder if... Is Hungary about to try to demand something from Romania? Oh, wait, no, Germany's lining up on the Austrian border. This is an interesting development. Yeah, let's go ahead and expand our military police, or rather our garrison template here. Let's add military police to it. If you're wondering why that was free, it's because we have proper heritage here. Get assembly line production. Oh, we can also start getting CAS upgrades now too. Speaking of CAS, let's make one. Engine 3, small bomb bay, extra fuel tanks, and dive brakes. Could I get away with one more? Maybe like a bomb block? Ooh, just barely, yeah. That is actually quite cheap. All right, this is my CAS. Okay, well, Hungary's in the Axis now, and is that gonna put Austria in the Allies? No? Are they just gonna die? What is happening? Wow. Hungary actually got to take Burgenland, and Germany does not core Austria. I actually am going to want to get this oil for my planes. And my units now are going to use oil because of my motorized recon, so... Axis victory in North Africa? Nah, they usually still find a way to choke this. Yeah, they like barely have any divisions here. Get weapons 3 early with that research bonus. Well, I think I'm going to just start manually justifying on the Soviets. We'll be in an offensive war, but that's fine. I don't really care. I just want to start taking them out before Germany does Barbarossa. I really don't want Germany to get anything out of the war. Guess I could train up another army. I probably should have been doing this already. Let's deploy our planes. I'm going to set them to daytime only and then exercise them to level 3. Set them to daytime only. While you're exercising them, they take a lot less casualties. All right, we've got our first facility. Start getting radar. All right, communist pressure is gone, thank goodness. Oh, we can get extra defense and organization for our army. Very nice. All right, goodbye, Soviet Union. And they're gonna immediately start hitting us. That's fine, because these bubbles are all about to turn green. I'm gonna get a radio propaganda and utilize domestic film industry to boost our war support. I'm gonna get another round of anti-communist raids. Oh, yeah, we are annihilating them in the air. Let's get continuous strike. Should we do centralized control? I think we'll get centralized control for now. Just let the Soviets take as many casualties as they can. Managed to push into Pskov, which is pretty much the only supply hub the Soviets have in this region, so they're going to start taking a lot of attrition here. Once I get this 4th army deployed, we can probably pull off some crazy encirclements. Start getting the advanced artillery a little early. Oh, we can get logistics wizard. That's beautiful. We're really running out of focuses here, to be honest with you. This 4th army will deploy soon, 24th of January. All right, our 4th army's deployed. Get another random guy here. Ooh, we can get extra breakthrough and soft attack. Hire the artillery expert as well, since we've got line artillery now. Alright, it's time to start pulling off some crazy maneuvers here. I'm gonna go for an encirclement up in the north. Oh, I guess this is more the center of our line, huh? Oh boy, there's Barbarossa. That sucks. I didn't realize they were doing it already. Well, it's good and bad, I guess. I don't want Germany to get a war score here, though. I guess we could have gone to war a bit sooner. That's okay. Alright, there goes that encirclement. I'm just going to tell everybody to go, I think. Let's activate our cipher as well. I'm just doing all-out assaults on the Soviets at this point. Everybody was willing to give me occupation of stuff, so which is good because that means our collaboration government will work. I also still am leading the war score here by quite a lot. Germany is gaining a lot, but they actually want to send us expeditionaries. I will accept and then just send them to chill because I don't want them to do anything. Oh, I think that's it. And there we go. I'm just going to attempt to annex everything, to be honest with you, because I can't be bothered to go through some convoluted peace deal with the Soviet Union again. We for sure need Luga and Leningrad. We need those for the achievement. We at least need to control them. We don't need to own them. I'm just going to attempt to annex everything I can. Well, I'll let Romania have their cores back. I'll at least give them that. Germany seems to be very adamant about taking specifically Venetia. There we go. All right. Well, I was able to get literally everything from the peace deal. I'm going to take what's left of the Soviet fleet. And yeah, let's confirm an exit. We are now an enormous Nordic empire, and we have 100% compliance in all of the Soviet Union. We are going to get the pop-up to form a collab government. I'm going to say no, because we need to still control these two states here for the next achievement. But if you want, you could allow them to form and then just annex them again. I'm just going to sit here with direct occupation of the land. And now, we're going to prepare for war against Germany. Let's stack the shit out of this border here. For everything else, we're going to have a decently wide border here. I don't really care if we get pushed back here. I do care if we get pushed back in this region, though. I'm not even going to worry about special projects at this point. Yeah, I'm going to say no for the provisional government. Train up some more planes while we're at it. Italy has done well in North Africa, not so much in East Africa. I'm impressed. Wow, we managed to beat the Soviets before Japan even declared in the Philippines. I like how the Soviets literally don't exist anymore, but I still have communist influence. I'm honestly glad Germany is not coring Austria, because that means I don't have to push down to Vienna to capitulate them. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the Axis, and that means I can start putting my spies here. Oh, it did maintain the decryptions we had before. We just couldn't use them while we were in the faction. That makes sense. I'm going to switch the Soviet Union to civilian oversight. And I'm going to get air production for my focus. Just sit here and build more planes. Germany be like, we need to push east for Lebensraum. Pushes east, doesn't get Lebensraum. I am satisfied with this agreement. Finally, annex Iceland. I'm a bit worried about Germany's air force. I almost want to add like line AA to this. Make it 20 width. Now let's do that. I don't think I've ever used line AA before. Oh, I no longer have rubber. Well, that sucks. No more planes for me, I guess. That means we gotta end this soon. So annoying that the UK embargoing me means their puppet also embargoes me. I mean, I get it. It makes sense. It's just annoying. Okay, I can get a 15-day justification on them. All right, let's justify for Memel. Sorry, meme land. Now, we might actually get kicked pretty hard here. I'm not gonna lie. Germany is not an easy enemy to fight. All right. That's going to put us at war with Japan, too, I just realized. Maybe I should justify on, like, Hungary or somebody instead. Only a 30-day justification. Yeah, I'm going to do that instead. Alright. Sorry, Horthy. They immediately hit us pretty hard here. Alright, very important. When you do this, if you want the achievement, it has my name on it. Do not join the Allies until you already have full control of Gdynia and Danzig. If you join the Allies, the occupation of these will flip to Poland and you can't get the achievement. Most of our bubbles have turned green. Yeah, I guess Germany doesn't have a ton of planes left, really, huh? They might break me in a few tiles here, but they're going to exhaust themselves, and I'm going to let them. I'm not going to give anybody military access. I'm just going to sit here and fight the Germans on my own. All right, the real air battle has begun. Oh, they are making a little bit of a breakthrough near Brest-Litovsk. Yeah, that's where they're doing their kind of concentrated spearhead. Ah, yes. The first encirclement. Germany, your spearheads will result in nothing but hopeless death and despair. Ah, there's your cipher. Start decrypting Italy, too. Man, these German divisions just melt away. Germany hates it when you use this one simple trick. Take your divisions and right click on their divisions, and then you win. I really think this is, yeah, this is the power of CAS. They don't have an air force to compete with me anymore in any meaningful capacity, and my CAS just outputs so much damage, and I have so much of it. I'm literally, look, this is 2 divisions beating like 6 divisions, and not only are we winning the combat, but we're just pushing them right out of the tile. That's like 12, 13 divisions that just get reinforced memed out of that tile. This is the shit the AI does to me constantly, but I'm doing it to the AI for once, and it feels so fucking good. Alright, I think it's time. Well, first of all, let me go up to service power requirement, because we're going to start running out of manpower very quickly, but I'm just going to do some all-out attacks. I've had my fun, but it's time for Germany to die. Caused 4 million German casualties. We've taken a few 100,000, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Alright, and with the capture of Rostock, we have now completed. It has my name on it. We control the entire Baltic coastline. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off Germany as my prize. Alright, the German Reich has capitulated. I think it's just Hungary left now. Yep, and we're closing in on Budapest. Pushing to buy. There we go, there we go. Once again, we're leading the peace conference. I'm gonna take what is rightfully mine along the coast of the Baltic. You know what, why don't we just take what's rightfully ours in terms of all of Europe, huh? Okay, mostly clean peace deal this time. Unfortunately, the UK did that bullshit where they don't let you take a state, but then they don't take it either. So we have Greater Albania sitting here in Dibir, however you say this name. Unfortunately, the Macedonian-Albanian land bridge couldn't be constructed by the Nordic Empire as it rightfully should have been, but yeah, we got just about everything else, including Litorale and Istria. Alright, well, this is one of the more fun achievement runs in my opinion. Sorry if I sounded very low energy for the latter half of this run. It is now 9 a.m. I started recording around 5 a.m. So anyway, pretty straightforward achievements on this one. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. If you have any other video ideas you'd like me to try out, let me know as well. Always open to ideas and constructive criticism. I'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.